started this thing and we approached them and they agreed. I felt so happy that the best team in the world will agree to set up an academy in my state. I mean, anybody who want to rush for it. They saw the commitment that we are serious. They saw the passion we had. They believed that, look, these people are serious. So why can't we do business with them? So our passion alone was what major thing that motivated them, that we really wanted to help and develop our children, give them the skills that they require. When I saw our youth, if you go out sometimes on the weekends and you see these boys playing, something tells you, how did they get the opportunity to showcase the stuff that I made up? One of the ways you can do it is to give them that opportunity to actualize their potentials. We are combining education and football. We have the academy, there is a school. So it's not only restricted to just playing football. You go to school there, you play football, but the major focus is on football. But assuming you may not want to proceed further, you have a backup, which is education. And the facility we put there, what class?
Wike has done for River State. For ages to come, we will all be eternally grateful to this man. For me, I am dead to delivering on this mandate. I'm going to do everything humanly possible. I will not spare any ounce of my strength, any ounce of my experience and knowledge of the game to making sure that we get the best out of this project.
Do you know that many people could have been great stars, but never had the support or the platform to promote them? That is what Real Madrid Football Academy aims to solve.
Excellency, on behalf of Your Excellency and the good people and government of River State, I have the honor and the privilege to welcome Your Excellency, the Governor of River State, and the Honorable Minister of Sports of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and all distinguished guests to today's epochal ceremony. of the commissioning of a very specialized institution, an institution that is going to redefine youth development in this country, the Real Madrid Football Academy in Rivers State. It takes a man of vision to establish this kind of institution, and we're here today to serve as witnesses to this great ceremony. On behalf of the state government and the governor of the state, I welcome all of you to this epochal ceremony. Thank you very much.
I would like to start by saying how proud I am to be part of this collaboration between River State Government, SPG, and Interact Sports, who represent Real Madrid Foundation in Nigeria. Having brought to life a world-class facility franchised by undoubtedly the biggest football club in the world. But we followed the best engineering practices using top quality material in order to deliver a 5-star facility. We are honored to have successfully completed several jobs for River State, always on time and within budget. This is a special project. It will surely have a great impact on the community and the future generations of River State. All of this could only happen thanks to His Excellency's continuous efforts to develop the community of this great state. This highlights his passion for education and for sports, and he has combined these two passions on this project. I have seen firsthand how he likes to go into the details of the project. He wanted to make sure that the students who will attend this facility really have everything they need for their development as future educated footballers. He is always looking for ways to improve any ongoing project. Despite his busy schedule, he makes sure to always visit his projects. And I can tell you, he has developed an eye that can see the slightest detail. It is on one of his visits that he decided to extend the facility to accommodate female students as well. And as a result, the construction of the new female extension has already started. I recall a funny story at the Santiago Bernabeu, and as luck may have it, I happened to be sitting several seats behind His Excellency. But I could clearly see how involved he was and how he was interacting with the game. I can tell you, I truly believe, had he not been a lawyer and a politician, or even an engineer as confirmed by Julius Berger last week, he would have made a fine Champions League football manager. Oga, you sabi game, you sabi read them well.
Your Excellency, sir, River State have shown some great quality players. I'll just mention one, Adoke Adesimeka, and secondly, our all-time capped player, Joseph Yobo, who is from this part of the world. Thank you very much. I appreciate what you have done here, and by the special grace of God, and I just hope inside you, you'll find a way to element that in 2 years' time when you're not here, this beautiful thing you've started here should remain and continue. By the special grace of God, we know that it will continue because the good Lord always shine on beautiful things, and this is beautiful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, River State, and may the good Lord continue to bless us all. Thank you very much. Governor of River State, I salute you, sir, especially. Your Excellency, Dr. Mrs. Balibo Harry Banigo, Distinguished Service Star of River State, Deputy Governor of River State, I salute you too. And our dear Honorable Sports and Youth Minister, Mr. Sunday Akindari Ekabo, Moki Ekabo. Permit me at this point to lean on established protocol. I started off by saying that I was particularly excited about today's grand event, and to attest my excitement, I wrote a book especially for Real Madrid Football Academy and the budding talents. It's titled Beyond Kicking the Ball. I am sure that the students here will find it very, very useful. It is an encapsulation of my little experience of over 45 years from schoolboy level to senior national team to managerial position. And it will be given free of charge. It's not going to be launched. I don't want a cover for it. It's going to be given free of charge to the Real Madrid Football Academy. Your Excellency, you do not know what you have done, sir.
It is not just the physical structures here. We have physical structures all over the place. It is the fact that you have provided what has been the missing link in our sports development, particularly football. What you have done is to provide the missing link. And what is the missing link? It is universally acknowledged that we are specially endowed in this part of the world in sport, particularly football. Unfortunately, it had never occurred to us to provide the sports infrastructure for youth development. The concept and philosophy of catching them young, taking them through a professionally articulated process of grooming in their formative years. What is happening, sir? What is happening, sir, is that we allow our budding talents to get to adulthood before we discover them, by which time they're already set in their ways. And if they've not been doing it right, they cannot do it right anymore. But what you've done now, sir, to catch them young and then take them through this professional tutelage, as I said, in their formative years, is what has been lacking. And that is the biggest achievement of this project, sir. And I salute you once more for it.
This is a deliberate desire of His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, to develop the capacities of our youth in football and in academics, and as well for wealth creation and job creation. Indeed, this is what we call human capital development. His Excellency, the Governor of Rivers State, has eclipsed every other governor that has emerged in Rivers State in this one project that has touched the lives of our youth. Because any project that touches the lives of our youth is a project of progress. It's a project that will bring our youth from the woods. It's a project that will make our youth the best in the world. It's a project that will develop not only the state, the country as a whole. Because an average footballer, I can tell you, His Excellency, can feed a community. But a superstar in football can feed the entire country.
We have basic laboratories equipped with chemistry, physics, biology, and practical equipment. And again, it is a deliberate intention of His Excellency that you are not only going to graduate playing football or in academics, but you are going to go home with a vocational course which will also help you in life. You can be taught how to manufacture the ventilators here. And so I think it's coming at the right time when the world is in need of ventilators to help COVID-19 patients. We also have the ICT studio, technical drawing studio, staff common rooms for applied and allied staffs, principal office, assembly hall, library. All spaces are connected with internet facilities and closely monitored by CCTV installations. Here, security is paramount. So that when you are here, you don't have any reason to be afraid. There is 24-hour CCTV surveillance with very reputable security company at watch here. Your Excellency, with deep appreciation, may I humbly, on behalf of the youth in Rivers State, those born and those yet unborn, and indeed the youth of our dear country in Nigeria, to thank you immensely for this project, which tends to build their capacities in football and all human endeavors, and as well as secure their future.
America, dear special advisor, let our special guest, let me, on behalf of the government and people of the state, most sincerely thank you for honoring our invitation, because I do know that you have ESCO tomorrow, but you decided that, through the permission of Mr. President, that they should come to honor us and commission this complex. If there's one project I can say I'm emotionally touched in this particular project. Most of us everybody knows Adoga Masmega has said his own preference. Unfortunately, my preference appears to be better. That is the Real Madrid. We have gone to Madrid to watch matches. I've gone with the leaders of the state to watch matches. But one thing that has touched me is that, what can we do? We have a lot of talented young boys who have potentials, but there's no way to actualize them. How do you give them this opportunity to also see that their dreams come true? Some people say set up a skill acquisition center. Yes, that is there. What about in terms of football? Football is no longer a recreation thing. It's now a business. So many countries make money out of football. Look at how many players Brazil sells every year. You can imagine the amount of money they make. But here we see football as come and play for entertainment. No, football has gone beyond that. It's now a business. People make a living out of it. You are aware when they sold Nyesom, how much? Over 200 something euro, one person. Calculate it in Naira. Calculate it in Naira. No state government can get that money in a year. No state government. 100 million euro is about 50 billion. 200 million euro is about 100 billion naira. One player. I know how many states in this country that cannot get 30 billion naira in a year. I know. But one player is getting not less than 100 billion. Gone are the days when people say, don't go and play football or you break your leg. Please allow them to go and break their leg and bring 100 billion. It's very, very important. So, we were criticized. They said we went to Madrid to go and waste money. If they were funding money out of the country, we say, God, help us. Even as they see that this is real, it's not a 3D. They will still say, it's a middle half, nothing is there. Honorable Minister, that's one of the reasons why I invited you. Come and see whether it is 3D. That one I invited my friend Dele Momudu, one of the respected journalists, to come and see whether it is 3D drawing. At the end of the day, by the time you go around the complex, you will know whether our going to Madrid was a waste or not. Only two in Africa, Rivers and Morocco, that had the opportunity to have the franchise of Real Madrid. When you have the franchise of Real Madrid, what are you thinking of again? Don't bother about Barcelona, Arsenal, this and that. This is the end of the world. This is the end of the world. Chief Adoga Masmega went with us to Madrid. When he saw the place, he said, let the truth be told, though. Even though I belong to Barcelona, Bernabeu is Bernabeu. So, everybody can see. When we built the stadium, at that time we didn't think about the idea of education. We just said, look, let them come and play football, take the best, but sometimes we now say, look, it is not everybody that can make it. If you bring them to only play football, and at the end of the day they don't make it, what is their fallback? No education. And that will not be for the interest of our youth. So we said, no, we must have to include education. And that's why we have included education. And I thought we should start with the boys. The protest was so much. So many people applied, even girls applied. Then protests came, no, it cannot be true. And that's why we started the girls section of the Real Madrid Academy. We have paid the contractor. In fact, where's the SA Real Madrid? I've given you 100% of the money. I hope. I don't want to hear voicemail. What percentage have you paid them? 70%. You are holding 30%. Pay them their money. Because it is a project that's dear to us. So many young boys and girls want to show their talent. Our mothers and our fathers, allow your daughters. You don't know where the money will come from. You don't know who will sustain your families. It can come through football. In those days, you beat your children. Why do you go and play football? Football now has taken over. Girls play football all over. And they're making money, bringing back home to their parents. They're also going to school. By the time you go in here, it's not only education, but there's also technical education. All encompassing. So like I said, River State has given us the privilege, have given us the opportunity to superintend over the affairs of the state. We cannot take it for granted. We must also reciprocate to say, look, thank you for the support you gave to us. Thank you for rallying around us. And the only way we can thank you is to provide the basic things that will help our children, that will give them the opportunity to excel in life. And that's what we have done here. Let me thank the two communities who are dragging. You know, this is equable land to drag small portion of land. They are dragging, fighting here and there. Something that has no meaning. But thank the two communities, Romo Masi, and whichever way people say you own it, continue to own. Let me thank you for not giving them problems, stopping the companies from building. I thank all of you. I thank all of you. Well, if you had made problem, probably we would not have achieved what we have achieved. So I thank you so much. And that's what's called, you have owned the property, you have owned the project as your own. By the time you go around, you see where your children will stay. You see the dining, their kitchen. You will know that, look, this is a different class. To get Real Madrid franchise, if you know what to pass through. So I will thank John Chidiak and his brother Salim. You are really, even though you may not come from River State, but I see you as Rivers people. You took it as a personal thing. You made all the arrangements for us in Madrid. Our children, we have sent them to Madrid. We have sent the coaches to Madrid. They've trained them, they've come back. And they'll continue to have this their training, going there, and then coming here to train you people. All I want to say, please take the best advantage of what you have and make sure you don't miss the opportunity. They have a basketball. Because Real Madrid also has a basketball academy. So we try to incorporate them. If you don't want to play football, you can play basketball. They have a swimming pool. So it is all encompassing. Here, you may be the best in terms of intelligence in academics, but you may not be taken if you don't have the potentials of football. It is the person who has the skill to play football. He may not be the most intelligent person, but we'll take him. He will improve his academics. But if you are so intelligent in academics and you cannot even pass ball, we won't take you. No, we won't take you. You go to the normal school. But here, the major thing first. In fact, it was Adoga Messimega who called me. Said, look, yes, even though you have about education, make sure the major emphasis, those children who have the skills to play football, then add education. But if you say it's education first, before that football, then you can as well make it as a normal school. So, Chief Adoga Messimega, I want to thank you for your advice. and I'm very, very happy. And let me thank the bull, Daniel Amokachi, for following the minister to come and see the little we have done in football, in sports, the little we can contribute. But let me assure everybody that before we leave, well, we have no time again, the time is short. But whatever we can do for the people of the state, be assured we are going to do it. Let nobody fear. I have told you I'm not going to abandon any single project I've started. I will not abandon one. I will not leave any problem for anybody who's going to succeed me. So when you come, you carry your own problem. You don't say, oh, the former governor refused to pay this contractor. I will pay every contractor I've given a job. I'll go home happily and say, God, I thank you for what you've been able to do in my life. Our traditional rulers, I thank you for all the support you've been giving to us. Let me use the opportunity to thank Mr. President for allowing you to come. Let me thank you, because if you say you shouldn't come, you won't come. There's nothing you can do. So, Mr. President, I thank you for allowing the Honorable Minister and Youth Development to come here today. And I believe too, we believe that, like I said, this is our second week of commissioning of projects. We'll go to the third week next week. We challenge anybody who say what we are doing is media hype to come and hype his own. Let people see. Those who say it's 3D, I don't sign a memorandum of understanding with contractors. What we do is sign a contract agreement. So we're happy, even though the minister is not in our party, but he knows this is a state that our party is performing, and he has seen it by performing. In fact, when he saw the program, he looked at it and said, Kai. Now, well, I pretend as if I didn't hear him. I got on my head like this. So, I thank you for coming. And on this note, let me invite our special guest, the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport Development.
Your Excellency, this afternoon I did tell you that in another few months, this country will have its first sports industry policy, a policy that seeks to turn sports, football, into business. I can say you are already months ahead of us because you have actualized the policy even before it's approved. I want to thank you sincerely. This afternoon I also told Your Excellency that in June, after we presented to the Council, Federal Executive Council, a compelling articulation of why sports should become business and not play, as most governors call it. The President in Council reclassified sports from mere recreation to business. So this afternoon, I'm indeed glad to be here. I want to thank you for inviting me to commission the Real Madrid Football Academy. And because we know that Nigerians are watching, the world of football, those in the world of football are watching, it is important to go on record, especially for the sake of the youth of our great country, as well as producing notable icons in sports and other fields. From the great Jaja of Opobo to Alfred Spieth, foremost virologist Professor Tam David West, Justice Karibu White, among others, and I can go on and on. Rivers State has not only produced 2 sport ministers, and I must recognize the SSG, my predecessor in office, Tammy Dagogo, but also Alobotoye Douglas. We're indeed grateful to Rivers State for playing a major role in football and sports development. Rivers State is a great place when it comes to sports development, especially with what we're witnessing today. When we talk about the 3 I's in sports development, infrastructure, incentive, investment, this academy is one of the things we're talking about, infrastructure. And let me say, for Rivers State to be taking the lead today, it is also a confirmation that Rivers State occupies an important position from the great Jaja of Opobo to Alfred Spieth, foremost virologist Professor Tam David West, Justice Karibu White, among others, and I can go on and on. Rivers State has not only produced 2 sport ministers, and I must recognize the SSG, my predecessor in office, Tammy Dagogo, but also Aloba Toye Douglas. We're indeed grateful to Rivers State for playing a major role in football and sports development. Rivers State is a great place when it comes to sports development, especially with what we're witnessing today. It is a validation to this assertion. We recall the days of yore, Chief Justice Maker, when we had the Sharks of Port Harcourt, which metamorphosed into Rivers United, Rivers Angels, Eagle Cement. All of them have produced great players and stars. Real Madrid has never paraded a Nigerian star. But I believe, Your Excellency, with this academy, Real Madrid should get ready. Most of your stars will come from this academy to play for you. The rich football antecedents of Rivers State are symbolized by superstars, and I will go down memory lane, Your Excellency, if you permit me. Josie Dambarai, and I'm sure Justice Maker, the Bull and the rest can connect to this. Justice Maker himself, if you need the judge, Pastor Taribo West, Furo Iyenemi, and Nigeria's most capped player, Joseph Yobo, who now coaches our Super Eagles. Beginning from today, is that this football academy, the Real Madrid Football Academy, will produce renowned stars from our country that will toe the paths of these greats. The vision that we see alive today and the man behind the Real Madrid Academy in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, are both splendid, they're both spectacular, they're both bold and defining. Your Excellency, you deserve all the accolades. Therefore, today's event is a milestone for the actualization of a new era, a new path in sports development for our youth in Nigeria. And I've searched for the right words to describe the facility. It's the new oil field for Rivers State if it's well managed with a sustainable model. As a minister, Your Excellency, and a Nigerian devoid of partisanship, that's why I'm here today. Sports is a unifying factor to the glory of our fatherland and the entire football world. This indeed is a real deal, and I'm glad to be part of that history. Thank you. Excellency, this afternoon, the 9th day of March 2021, the year of our Lord, I come this stage to dedicate the Real Madrid Football Academy for our course in Nigeria to our youth, this country, to the youth, and to the blessings of God. For Harcourt hostel and classroom complex constructed by the administration of His Excellency Nyesom Wike, CON, GSSR, POS, Governor of Rivers State, commissioned this day, 9th day of March 2021. Shall I read the rest? By Honorable Sunday Akindare, Honorable Minister for Youth and Sports Development,
Federal Republic of Nigeria. To God be the glory.
Where was it? Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are in the world-breaking Real Madrid Football Academy classroom and hostel complex. This edifice houses both the hostel and the classrooms. They are all intertwined because we have a fusion of education here in football and in academics, acts of playing football and in academics. And I'm going to take you around for you to see for yourself what God has given to us through His Excellency, the Governor. The Honourable Minister, this is the reception. When you come in to school and you want to see any of your wards or your children, this is the first point of call. From there, they will call your ward or your child. And when you call your ward or your child from a public address system, which is situated at the other side, you get to see as we go down. And you'll be asked to wait. Of course, you look at the voting. You can see that it has something like television and all that for you to wait. And let me take you around. The first office here is the office of the Vice Principal. This is the office of the Vice Principal. And at the same time, they all have their own desk laptops, and it's convenient about this. Down here, for staff and students, can have a picture of what you want to see. This is seminar hall or assembly hall for the students all seated.
Yes, that is coming up. That's also coming up. So this is the swimming pool they have.
This is the swimming pool for recreational and leisure. Of course, you know, in sports, you have what we call the warming up and the warming down. Yeah. This is a complete facility, and of course, here is what His Excellency has just approved. And in 6 months, or less than 6 months, we'll have a completely female hostel. Can we go to CCTV?
They follow you.
And plumbing section. From here, you will learn how to do domestic and industrial refrigeration, fridges, air conditioners, and everything. This is a demo set for domestic fridge. That's the fridge you have at home. They will teach you every component of how to make a fridge and how to repair the fridge. This one is for a car. You have the ventilators for the car. These are also the air conditioning cut system for a car. Now, here we have all the components in the manufacture of either an air conditioner or a fridge. And again, from here, you learn how to also do the ventilators. Madrid Football Academy. Staff room for teachers. We have 3 staff rooms. One for teachers in the academic section, the other for the football technical staff, and this one is for academics. This is a typical classroom for the students. Of course, you know that what we do here is secondary education. And from here, modern teaching techniques. We have magic boards and projectors and everything. So we'll now go to the next aspect. They come here, relax, do whatever they want to do. Sometimes they go to their work and the rest of them. And even use their personal. And now we're not going to the other aspect of the other section of the school. That's the dormitory, the hostel. Yeah, all this one is hostel. Your Excellency, this is a typical room. This is a 6 occupancy room. And we have and chairs while you come here, and here we also. This is the dining hall. This hall has 140 students all. At that point is the washing area. This is the starting point. This is the tray for this. This is the changing room, the store. And this is the room. This is the kitchen. Equipped with modern catering facilities.
Why the air conditioner? Why the air conditioner on?
No conditioner, external.
Also went to air conditioner.
This is the clean. The clean. This is the item.
So what are you going to do? How can you put it on now? Is it not?
This day, the 9th of March, year 2021, I dedicate these buses and the Hilux vehicles to the use of our youth in football, basketball, to the use of humanity, and glory to God. Hey.
Here is another washroom for the kids, another technical room. This is the state box. The students see playing went for proper training in Madrid, taken by His Excellency himself, and he spent 3 weeks in Madrid. And these students here, they are winners of the channels.